Hi everyone, and welcome to your Principles of Finance class. My name is Mr. Benjamin. I'll be your instructor. So the objectives of this presentation are to learn about how this class will work, become familiar with our class shell in D2L, which is basically where our class is housed, understand how Connect works and what's in it. Connect is our publisher's website that is specifically set up for our class. Know the schedule, and very importantly, commit to managing to it, and learn about the easiest points you'll have in this class available to you. So a little bit about me. For 40 years, yes, a long time, I've been selling stuff. Either I worked for large multinational corporations, I've owned my own businesses, I financed several startups and all the way through the growth stages, which is kind of an interesting application of finance. Launched new businesses, launched new products, launched into new markets. And so basically I've done business development, and in business development, the activities leverage finance acumen. So you really have to know a lot about finance to do business development. I got my MBA from Kellogg, going part-time at night, and I was working really full-time at the time, traveling a lot. And bottom line is this, it was a really tough go, but it was worth it. I'm glad I did it. So my little elevator speech, which is just a very brief conversation you can have about yourself with somebody else, which is really a very important part of networking. We're going to talk a lot about networking. Is I know how to make businesses profitable. I know how to start new businesses up, and I know how to make old businesses grow like new businesses. And I've done all those things. So networking is really important. Most jobs are fulfilled through networking, and particularly in business management. So I strongly suggest you start doing that. And a good way to start is to join LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a social site, I guess if you want to call it that, for professionals. It's grown quite large, and it's very valuable to do. So when you join it, just sign up for the free version of it. You really don't need more than that at this point, but it's really a good idea to start. It's a good idea to start doing that now. Again, it's really, really important to do. Okay, so our class is in D2L. What is D2L? It's just basically where Oakton uses as what we call a learning management system. And in D2L, what you're going to find in D2L is we're going to communicate through there using D2L email. I'm going to do posts. I'm going to do announcements in there. Sometimes the video announcement like this, sometimes one that's just written. So keep your eyes on that. You're going to find all of our course content in there. You're going to take your tests in D2L, and we have a group assignment at the end of class. Not a big one, just a brief one. And you'll find that in D2L as well. So it's where we learn everything. Now on D2L, you have to find it. Sorry, here. Bear with me 1 second. Oops, wrong one. Looks like this. Okay, so this is our D2L site. And if you scroll, this is the home page. You'll find content in D2L. You'll find where we have discussions. They'll be very brief. There aren't that many of them in this class, but you will find some. Your assignments will be found under content, actually. Your quizzes and exams are going to be there. Where your grades are will be there. And you can check on any of those things. Plus a class list, which is important when you go to do the group project. Okay? So that's what D2L looks like. I'm going to scroll down on the home page because I want you to see we have a calendar. And you also have your link to Connect, which launches from D2L down here in the lower right-hand corner, and something called a widget. Okay, so hopefully that helps you with that. All right, so that's D2L. You can use D2L on your phone. I don't suggest you take tests or do the assignments or any of the actual work on there, but you can put an app on your phone to get the announcements, any kind of communication, emails, those types of things. You can do all that. Now there's one for OS and there's one for Android. So either way, I find it's really, really helpful to get your communications through Pulse. So I strongly suggest you do that. I don't know about anybody else, but if I don't get a communication on my phone, chances of me seeing it anytime soon are pretty slim. Okay, so one thing I want you to do in D2L is post a profile about you. Put a real picture of you in there. Say something unique about you. It's really the underpinnings of networking. Again, I'm going to stress how important that is. I really suggest you do that. I'm going to go, and the way to get at your profile, if you don't know how in D2L, let me find that real quick for you, is up here in the corner. You can see where I have, there's my picture and my profile's up there. If you click on that, you'll get to your own profile and you can fill it out. You don't have to put everything in there about your entire life, all your personal information, anything like that. You don't really have to. Identifying information, I should say. But, say something about yourself, because, again, this is the underpinnings of networking. And you will use the class list on occasion in class as well. Okay, so, to get to Connect, I showed you where to get at that through in the lower right-hand corner. In Connect, you're going to find your textbook for class. You don't have to do anything particular to sign up for it. You just have to have a Connect account. So if you don't have one, it'll ask you to do that when you first click on it. It's a very simple account process. It's not a big deal. And so that'll get you into Connect so you can get it to the web text. You need to do that like now. You got to do it right away because you're going to have to start reading the text and doing some of the work in it this very week. Okay, the very week in week 1. Okay, so your assignments, you'll find your assignments in there as well. Okay. So I'm going to show you what Connect looks like real quick so you can see when you actually sign into it. It'll look a little bit like this. This is the student view of the page. So it'll show you what assignments are coming up. You can get at your web text through here. Those are the basic things you're going to do in it. So hopefully that'll help you navigate that. But you can get at it through our homepage on D2L. The class syllabus, I'm just going to point out a couple of things about it. There's a lot of information, but not all of it's particularly pertinent. So the key things I want to point out to you is I'm going to keep office hours in something called Mr. B's Virtual Office, which is nothing more than a video meeting room. You can access that through our website, through our D2L website. I'll have office hours on Monday between 11 and 12. 11 in the morning and 12 noon. But I know you guys are busy people and you are taking this class because you want some flexibility, so I can be that as well. So if you want to set up an appointment with me to do that, please do so through email, our D2L email. And give me 3 times. 3 separate times, and one of them will work, and I'll let you know when we can meet in our virtual office, okay? A couple of the real quick outlines on there. We talked a little bit about the text, where we get it from. And we're going to talk about the schedule, and I'll show you more about grading there. And there's other useful information about Oakton, classes at Oakton in the syllabus. Okay. Now the course schedule, that is something we're going to live by, and the course schedule looks not like this. I'm going to go back. The course schedule looks like this, and in it you will find, the way the class works is really we kind of work in a weekly cadence. So think of it as every week we have a certain amount of work to do. So I strongly suggest you take a look at the schedule, let's say on Sunday of every week. This one's in Excel. I also have a Word version of the schedule out there too if you don't like looking at things in Excel. So as you can see, like in the very first week, there's some steps you have to take, week 1 activities. But you want to take the first test in D2L called Test 1, and we'll talk about that I'm going to actually do a separate video on that, okay? So, but you can see we've got a lot of ground to cover very quickly. This is a very short class, so definitely refer to the schedule to help you get by. So the grading in the class, it's a standard grading scale. It's a 100-point scale. So when you look at it, you can see the number of points and get a very good idea where your grade is at. The grades break down by the homework assignments. There's one for every chapter. Those are worth 4 points. The second test is worth 10 points. That's our first unit test that covers the material out of the text and what we've covered in class. The second one, I should say the third one, test is the second unit test, and that you will find covers the last half of what we cover out of the text. We have a case that comes up, and that's where the group project I was talking about, that's worth 10 points. The very first test, just to make sure you get signed up and everything, is worth 4 points. And you'll watch some videos this week, which will get you a point. So that's how grading works for the class. If there's any questions about that, certainly reach out to me. So how do we succeed in this class? Keep pace. That's the main thing. It moves very, very fast. This is a 16-week class crammed into an 8-week one, so it goes very fast. Now, I've taught this before in the summer, which is a very similar term, and so people can get by. They do very, very well, but you have to really be prepared for it, okay? So complete all the assignments on time. That is really important. There's just very little room here to push things off. Keep up with your text reading in the assignments. Look at the course schedule every Sunday, see what's coming up. And if you need any help, again, ask for it. I have virtual office hours, as I said, Mondays between 11 and noon. And I also have, you can email me, and we can either talk on the phone or meet in the virtual office. That's how to succeed in the class. Never, ever hesitate to seek any help from me, okay? By this Friday, what I want you to do is read the course documents, the syllabus, the course outline, how to do well in the class. I did a nice little document on that, just kind of give you sort of a synopsis of the things we're talking about here. Watch the Connect orientation videos. Those are real simple to do, and you just click and say that you watched it, and then it'll record that you did. I want you to log into Connect. Read chapters 1 and 2. You're going to have to do that right away because, again, your homework's going to come due next week. Take test 1. Test 1 is a test. It's a real simple test off the syllabus. It won't take you a couple of minutes to do, but you have to sign up for HonorLock. HonorLock is an online proctoring service that Oakton chooses to use. That you will need to sign up for. For those of you who have been at Oakton, you'll know what that is. For those of you who haven't, you need to sign up for it. I put some information out there on how to sign up for it. There is a charge. I'm just going to let you know. You'll have two options. One is to pay for it by the test, and the other one is to pay for it for the term. Pay for it by the term. It's cheaper. Okay, so just choose that option. Okay. I want you to fill out your D2L profile. Again, that'll help you from a networking standpoint. And then the last thing I want you to do is schedule a one-on-one virtual meeting with me, which we'll meet in the office. The main disadvantage of classes like this is I don't get to interact with students very often directly. And so I like to do that at the beginning of class. So the way to do that is I will go to our D2L shell real quick. And the way to do that is there is a sign up here to sign up for the one-on-one, and it's a link to a calendar. It's basically a spreadsheet that I have set up in D2L. You got to make sure that you're logged into your Oakton Gmail so you can get at it. And when you go in there, I just ask you to sign up for a time. And you can see there's some unavailable times because, believe it or not, I do other things other than this. But there's a lot of other times that are made available to you. So go ahead and sign up for one of those times, and we will meet in the virtual office and get to know each other. And I can answer any questions you have about the class one-on-one. Okay? So that's the purpose behind that. All right, so that's about it. That gets you going. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And I wish you the very, very best of luck with the class.